Thank you very much. And Tuesday, and of course, we are still in the month of March. And Jena Bosumino, Eko Newe ya Nesa Nafi Yegusua kakra. But the other thing is about to come so how the Musenti, remember Bushafua Kwaba, na Yatwa and Commodore so Nasana no Sika Ehu here pa Sika so MPDD. It's if our phone not dial *439#. *439#. Nafa option number 3. Now yencho Sika Sisia. And then 2,000 9,000. And then 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. And then this was Alfred Techimesa di kanche 1,000 Ghana. Mani yente na Tuesday and Chena Friday ba. Yenye ska fangu yebotum yenya kakra endi. Yenye ska na ebi be kofi. Demo yefa kakra nko chile. What you say? Let me be anya fine. All right, so with me in the studio from our extreme left, Miaminia Ivan Che Mesa Innocent. Minia Akwaba.
Uri amejoso.
Bibi aboko de.
Nyame adoma hode.
De o se kunkuru wako jima na.
Sa mona mapeja me abasuro ntino. Mona makunko me.
Ivan Akunku wa se fusu pete no kunku.
Anya sai.
Da bibi ai fine.
Oh, nyame adoma, we can't complain.
Yeah, that what
said that was Sikano.
Yeah.
March. A very special month in Ghana.
Yeah, sure.
Independence.
Yeah.
There be a makase it should be a rude awakening for all of us. Say your independence and your G, you know, how are we capable of managing our own affairs?
Yeah.
That Kwame Nkrumah famous statement, you know, there be a reverse no. Because for me, we've not been able to prove sufficiently say we are capable of managing our own affairs. No, because of greed and indiscipline. Yeah. And I think a month like this, said they're more color, more customizing the whole month to reflect Ghana's independence, you know. I say yes, sober reflection as a country. Now you how a bit move on from here because the energy, the sacrifices that our forefathers, to secure this independence, you know. So and we need to make sure by securing economic independence for OBR. And I think that is the only way we are celebrating.
But that's Ivan, a youth activist, and I love him many times he comes on set, and a lot of people, most of them don't because he speaks a lot of wisdom. Miaminia Isaka, a member of the NDC communication team. In fact, or a senior member, and our hard Muslim, and all of the journey. When you be a major free the honor. Number 1, the phone. Number 2, documents on the banner. Nigeria, or I buy Munta cut off from. Minia, yes, boss. Akwaba. Be fine. Document be Bresu form her. Every problem the being in the and this book was say. Abano koye.
Ghana for like they are happy. Ghanaians are happy. Ever since in Ghana for nyema omo pese omo hu ina like enwa na ye amo.
Quick one, my miss house ask me. Obo be da appointment is it true?
Oh, sana Yohuno, I'm sure 100% true.
If it is come because I'm just confirming from you say it is true.
Abada. It has come. Yes, exactly.
Why is she the acting deputy CEO? When there's an existing CEO Onua was appointed by the previous government, now no mumu konkoye CEO.
John Dramani Mahama, never be obey the reason why into yenya botre because for now say ubisa say and aporiana like news no circulate which was if we have communication be free office of the president and my but the flyers are
no but if that is the case you're not being fair to her. Oh, you wouldn't say appointments in the buyer. Appointment mean Nyabotre. See, only appointments in the buyer. The CEO now for Ghana Airport Authority. Any dim komo catch and so started Juma 1st April. Obo be dako. Na President Amau to me say on the deputy CEO. Na CEO akacho say Juma this day. Na wunyam visit Wajumum Hokra no enkonyo ho efa nkonko kire ne ade kra ene obi an nkonko ye fa ehun babia wo ne ade from now till April I mean,
early speculations and you're confirmed. So let's relax.
I just
government
say
and I'm say flyers near and we have a mean of communication. Any the office of the president communication director.
But most of the appointments, yes. It is not coming from.
It's make us say young train. As of now, it's too early. We don't have a concrete evidence on, but we've seen the flyers going out and going out. Until let's wait for it. Let's just wait. Young train. You say yes, it is confirmed and it's 100%. So let's just wait. Appointment today, Eba.
I just say you no correct. But I no correct Bumpadi, then you've not been fair to her.
No, John Dramani Mahama knows what he's doing.
Yes, I agree.
What I say. And now, before say John Mahama, my appointment say court no question. Don't forget say our appointment me by say we been called Tom.
Yeah,
exactly. So John Dramani Mahama, any opportunity, no chance to say Obama. And now no nim obi a oni nenam. And on the entire or as a cop as a deputy. So he knows why. So say we should all support whatever John Dramani Mahama said. He knows why he has asked.
So the question is, even if as at now, IGP Wasesano,
sure,
the commander-in-chief or the maker say the chief of defense staff,
sure,
Wasesano, whether or not to say or no, so ye jumani be wabre and now say or no Wasesano.
Sure.
All the security couples in Wasesano. No what airport what way.
No, it's not Michelle say. I mean no
what way then. Minerals commission boss what way then.
Oh no, ebeba obi omo never do obia so. No, never do obia. Now obi a appoint to okra now wow what you intend na say obo sort na ho.
Bank of Ghana.
No, na say obo sort na ho.
Yapamono.
Ye wo ma na pa Onua there I did let anybody on Onua say have resigned. Intend obi ebe so obia so. But abotreye say ye power nti obi anko baby there be we are resetting Ghana. And obi John Dramani Mahama beka se kwa no na wa assess who say yes. Nyama e wo ha no you can be able to do what to reset it. Nti yenya abotre John Dramani Mahama knows yo look your 6 million Ghanaians are made money appointment.
Obia no hobenya appointments. Obia 6 million.
No, me tell everybody you better say koye bibi no na say ye hu bibi sonko ewo mu. Ye bobo 90 minutes. Coach timi ye mebo ye bobo 90 minutes. Coach timi ye FN say coach timi ye substitution. Or ye we ya no as no you are this maybe the other opponent to ask son immediately. So come out this person go inside. Intend there opienya botre.
But that is not a typical of John Dramani Mahama. You know John Dramani Mahama has been a president before.
Sure.
He is well experienced.
Very, very.
He knows who can do the job and who cannot do.
Exactly.
Who to fit into a certain position and who cannot fit into a certain position.
Exactly.
The politics within the NDC must stop.
We are not doing any politics.
Oh,
trust me.
Chief.
We are happy and we are one people. Because we don't talk. I'm being honest with you. Everybody is happy with John Dramani Mahama.
All right.
Because the other why who mention anybody who?
Okay.
Exactly. And Ghanaians are happy because
Ghanaians are watching.
Oh yes, one. John Dramani Mahama. Say John Dramani Mahama. Finance minister. Out there now. Obi you can't end this year. Why have money this on the finance minister? Since the day I did man finance minister, go and watch what he is doing. John Dramani Mahama knows why he gave him the finance minister.
At this point in time, everybody believes in the competence of ministers at our point of money now.
Exactly.
No doubt about it.
Exactly. So which was
but this very particular one say no credit dear.
The reason why
I say no credit so bobi dapon or a deputy CEO the Ghana Airport Authority. Me, I am reliably.
What about say or a deputy CEO? I get means you are resigned to deputy commissioner means you. What about that? It's yeah, but
well,
just wait, just relax and wait.
Anyway, Yati, I see you train. But all right, so yesterday and Komodo, I will have Musimba call Ivan. So, but the issue is that over the weekend, His Excellency, His Royal Majesty Otumfo said to Abibio, Enra. You're discussing with Kakra, but then an in-depth discussion on that very particular issue on the free SHS. Adopai Captain Mbaye a breakdown of how the free SHS looks like. But His Royal Majesty Otumfo said to say, You're categorizing in such a way said which me to an na enkoba say yes penisika even more than double on enkrane ho na at the end of the day enkrana ko fi na enkrana ko school na koma kwakode won enkrana be makwan omubie omakwan I think January 28. Some of them makwan January 28. As it stands now, some of them they are still at home. Ebinom so echo school. What kind of system is this? So I said the free SHS and the double track system and what have you is becoming something very worrying. Edema Bibri. It's Royal Majesty era Otumfo Otumfo say to Tabibio. Edina Onua say Ghana Education Minister taking notice of it now for Muntumi into Juana Moye. Then secondly, we will look at other issues quick one, Ivan, I remember on these police issues. Okay, Yeni can say His Royal Majesty 2472 on that. Nafi, yeah, Ono.
Said the one who said, and she said, science, STEM, yeah, mocking, STEM, non the same, science, technology, English, and mathematics, no near the equal. Then no, you say, baby, a class, baby, a class will hear you. Science, and I hope. Sure. Yeah, class, baby, a Kulungu, hope, baby, never be so happy when you are this Japan was over science in you. Sure. I come. And to us in blocks and pap aka schools in the aka Nina Nessie. Sicano, I debate also, and I didn't so said they are by Sicano. The you were whom here no at Tissone, you know, the Pia quite by Yamna. So, I come and condometries and Colada, a fine young cook, and the Dampare IGP senior high school. A science lab, a biniho, ICT, a sibiniha, a PT, and be agent to work a crane, a school bus, a biniho, or a biania, a biniho, and I who said this. Sure. Free senior high school, I am passing a year here. Name on Mummy and free senior high school, say, I try you. Nasi because the free senior high school among Colacona, Comadi, and Yasapam Yabade, and it's so infaso. Joe, Nay ever said, you are never one who didn't san or befu, didn't san or befu, Nan Wasako, then soon. Yashi who see a quite neco, a Bianin will be dear and would you bet me a tree, whom you have written here. Obo was a bobet you a tree, I am in tray. Joe, and my idea. Yeshuma can you go school no Yeshum you now pass here. Yeah, Bezri. Well, woman, who name won't you into and better natural travel. Yeah, Yashim, yeah, my Bezri. Cocoa boss scholarship those days in their movie. Oh, that will be to your trans who trian or dear you who's went to into as we try near whom. Better no who's a way into near their school administration. Yeah, Bezri near their man on so.
It's the way Yera Otumfo Otumfo or say to Abibu Asante Kotoko Hine, next about the two Ghana for Nimefa free SHS, Hone, the other matters arising. Ivan, my to you on this issue and security other related issues.
Yeah, the other come I mention what here for. Now, I think over the week issue back one take center stage has to do with changes across within the police. Yes. And other security agencies are generating a whole lot of discussion around Dampare. It got to a point I think there some individuals decided to go to court to injunct the president, say, go ahead to change IGP and then as a forum. Sometimes when you follow some of these development and some of this discussion, clearly you see, say the politics and I know are breeding a lot of attention seekers. Sometimes maybe they just want to make headlines for people to talk about them. Because yes, if you look at the current constitutional arrangement, you will come to appreciate the IGP and other security heads. They operate at the pleasure of whoever the president is at the time. Constitutional frameworks, see how sensitive these security agencies are. And they felt to say, so one far 2 minutes to the president of the day. Now they say 2 minutes for show before front. Now this security heads at a loggerhead with the president is going to create a problem. It's the reason why the constitutional framework started why say always be the various security heads, must work at the pleasure of the president as he so desires. At any point in time, when you're satisfied, and as he goes and line with you, they can terminate that particular appointment at any point in time. And JB, even Ghana as a fledgling democracy, the most advanced democracies in the world is that of America. Yeah. America, internal security is under the jurisdiction of FBI. FBI director is appointed directly by the president. Even in those advanced democracies, that discretion has been given to the president. And the Kash Patel, now Trump by appointed as a new FBI director. Obakai famous Comey. 2017, Trump by a knife May and automating appointment because of the banter in the previous way. So all over the world, around the most advanced democracies are a model. You see, say even there, for instance, in the US, the CIA director is appointed by the president. Bureau of National Intelligence is appointed by the president. Yeah. These are sensitive security areas. The constitution give that discretion to the president or make such appointment at his own convenience, and they work at his pleasure because of how sensitive the institution is. So if you have this thing at the back of your mind and there are enough constitutional arrangements safeguarding these things, now president make attempt change obia, you may disagree. And that's what but to say so they call court it doesn't make sense. It make you look like an attention seeker just seeking to grab headlines and then answer for them. So for me, I think that is just by the way. But JB, over the years, there has been this conversation around appointment of security head. We've had this conversation before. Say, Emrason, say, my various security heads, leaders. I think there's a conversation that has been activated for some time now. IGP sacking termination by Matisse, a lot of people make that particular argument. But you see, we cannot get emotional over some of these sensitive issues. Question we should be asking ourselves in a very honest way. And say, JB, you know the security, you know the military, you know the police, you know fire service, you know prison service, you know the way they operate, the mentality of this institution, and how polarized these institutions have become, how partisan politics has infiltrated into the very security architecture of this country. JB, will you be comfortable to say, the various security, institutions now, do they have that sense of maturity to be able to appoint their own head?
Well, I'm not sure for
the answer is no. Considering what is going on within the police, even at the top hierarchy, Dampare IGP within the military, it will be a disaster to say that these institutions should appoint their head because of internal politics and how individuals. So, Enam said these institutions, show that sense of maturity, that professionalism, say, appointed, then that argument, will become unnecessary for us. Activities, let us amend the constitution and say, these institutions should appoint their head. Because security agencies have become virtually an extension of political party offices. Within the military, they have the NDC line, the MPP line, and those who are playing double games.
For instance, fire service, no free to and Mahama.
Okay.
Now the time I saw the dad.
Good.
Ambrose extended the contract.
Okay.
So he was working as an extended, Meanwhile, there were equally competent people who were available with the same rank to occupy that position.
Yes. But you see, when it comes to those top way, retirement age in the system, but that job, you work at the pleasure of the president, even if above retirement, you can be given extension to work. So that one day I will not even be grudged. But the argument I hear they say, yes, I mind the constitution, this institution, the question I'm asking is, have this institution attained that professional maturity to appoint their own head? The answer is no. So it means that argument cannot fly. And I'm backing with evidence. Even in the most advanced democracies out there in America and other places, so mature to the highest level, those security heads no, are appointed by the president. They work at his pleasure. They can sack these individuals at any point in time, replace them without any difficulty. So I think that those making those arguments on the various TV stations and as for no, they should be guided by some of these in Myanmar, because of how sensitive and the fact is that these institutions have not attained their maturity. And again, Yasake Dampare no. You saw a lot of jubilation and course on various social media platforms. And for me, that was very disgusting and it show how unprofessionalism it is so deep into the police and other institutions. You may not like Dampare. You may like the other guy that is coming as for, but to wear police uniform. Now with the camera see so
jubilate on the streets.
Jubilate with them, but to put camera on yourself in a uniform and jubilate is a police for independent. That is the biggest form of imgress in recent times, and I think we should be worried. Debbie, we are talking about professionalism in these institutions. You see, over the years, the police, you know, is bedeviled with a lot of logistical challenges in terms of motivate everything. So, me a police officer, I should channel my energy into some of these areas. Force the new leaders to ensure, say, near my for instance, what police barracks da. New police officers no mobile. Unko single room. The fridge in any way you necessary abonting. Na nempa.
What they are numpo. Oh, fire service training. Oh, cry. You say imagine so kuta fire hole. Na ebi ni ho fire tender ni ho ni yase katawani na ye te say de okuta fire tender ye friend say ho no na odi dum bia na je say okatawani na odi dum just ebi kra ni ho ye dey training.
Yes,
and you go about jubilating because of what?
So it's a problem. So and natural say professionalism a problem. Our police we need to tackle some of these things, and then it brings me back to the question of recruitment. I have always argued, say JB, Obia, what 23 years are onim nyansa. You cannot use 6 months and turn that particular person into a sensible person and arm him with a gun. The most dangerous thing is to arm a fool with gun. So when you're careful, yes, I know say oko advanced countries in as far they have short period for training police, oko quantum coding as far some 9, 12, those kind of training. But you see, my catch is a leadership, you know, and yeah, they actually a good template to swap. Yes, will be a follow. You look at your local circumstance, you contextualize it and use it as a guard. Now we have enough evidence to prove sufficiently. 6 months now you train police officers. We don't focus on the mental development. For instance, your training has to do with physical. You do be able to but pressure and then as a forum. Instead of spending my time on the mental faculty of police officers, you know, we rather focus on their physicalities. And it's a wooden argument that because at the training, you know, you're training, you know, with the physicals, you know, about to try or inflicted pain on you because that is the training. We did not spend time working on the mental faculty of these individuals. And for me, that is the reason why we are here. So we need to look at the training modalities. Time now, you're training police for anything I've always proposed. We need to have something like your friend say, a police training college. Just like a nursing training college and other institutions.
Don't go for 3 years.
We'll go for 3 years. You can award them with degree. So by the time and the faculties of fighting crime is not just about mahu arm robber medinechi. Your first a crime assuming some level of sophistication, and most of the crime in also on the internet. You understand? So it means you need to train police so sophisticated in dealing with some of these sophisticated form of crime that has come.
Quick one, obi message or the aba, but enchemeko sakara so obi message or the aba has to do with that is why the level of police brutality has risen from one stage to the other.
Yes, because the training focuses on physicality and you be able to come to America now we are going to a bar. The because that is the training. We don't spend time working on the mental faculty. And I'm crime because of sophistication into platforms in that and the bioterrorism, cyber terrorism, whole lot of crime. And Zinipan I would not cut them with a or better fight cyber EFN. What I say? So I think that these are some of the major concerns that we should be worried about. And Yasha local circumstance, you know. Let us look at how we set up training institution just to ensure that by the time a police officer will graduate, you know, not all aspects, including technology, cyber rem no nyina no ya training into obeba no you fully baked, and whatever opportunity you give to the person can work. And for me last one, I mean we what Dampare issue no, so no me the reason why Dampare call me very happy and your personal has to do with extrajudicial killings across under Dampare.
But it's also interesting to know say Dampare free so I say suspect to be for Ameswale.
Yes.
Yohuno. What is happening?
Yes. So JB, me we are police wetima ye waduma. Yes, obia then up and loose and say for them. But nipa enya akoko. So we can just kill people and it ends there. Nothing happens. Me ade see me be seen there and yet that young police officers now. No, William Van.
Yeah.
It happened in about 3 times. For instance, police in here all guide Sikadia Kono on Chevesto. But who himself do not very dangerous. And a young man say gold coast to tin they see the national audit front. Side arm Ketwakra Onibi. And the arm rob and no sophisticated gun. The video that we saw, you saw say gold coast to they see the national front, you know. On this space you can't campus what 22 PA. So arm rob and rather open the door and shot the police officer. Yeah, investigation who says sana police from Pennyphobia and Nesha no. I know that what happened. You know, go custody. Ahomache and a police for na form kukuomo. Besin there, one was obedience as as to why those people were shot. What any investigation?
It's scary. Very
then go back to Nkranza. One issue where Shimichanya Dibia. There is this woman also on the bad them.
Yeah.
And a police for the fire.
Satellite installer.
Ahomache.
I remember that.
3 weeks no who in the banner. Or never born a man say Obana who's a free. What kind of nonsense is this?
Boys in the air GTT.
Police people went to Nkranza and they killed another person.
I'm also when you bring tumor.
Besin there. What is Obia can wasem? Abranti Bianya Vesa or Co Germany. And our back crowd from Western regions over to Ton and Nema, or West Health Board. Yes, a police in who knows what many be, or the shocker a shocking no kuno. Besina, what's your investigation?
Enra, me am offer a Suma Motors, the boys. Police for next year, more rough, more just a yes. Because training, you know, it focuses on physicality. Yes,
macho. Now, the macho, your police, the macho, your military. Because people are investing in drones and then I say, well, we don't have macho, no, there we have a cool. All right. So I think that we need to focus on some of these. So the mistakes are. Nyama akoso Dampare exit it should not just end there. I think we need to open the Pandora's box. And as our extrajudicial killing now, we need to wait into. For instance, now we are free to see what Botiano. Yes, we are not living in a banana republic, and I think some of these things we need to spend time, delve deeper, and ensure that going forward, we will be guided because yes, Ghana is a decent democracy. We should be guided by some of these things and make sure that in our journey ahead, we move in a manner. Some of these issues about backslide here.
Right.
So those doing emotional argument about Dampare, these issues, stretching beyond an individual IGP. We should focus on how to retool the entire police service. Now you're making it better because it is there to serve the people of this country.
But remember how near San Tuaso Otumfo comments on make you on the free SHS and other issues. But Lakara, I mean, you are into the system. Oh yeah, a party communicator. Issues like this. Meaning says some of you, me and Kasamuyina, Binumo were not happy with the security related issues. But to send the Ivan Ekano. Are we to channel our energy and efforts in jubilating rather than looking at ways and means to strengthen the security system?
Yeah, thank you so much. I think, sir, strengthen the security service, and I say, no institutions, no. And I can say, from day one, our contract to Ghanaians, resetting Ghana. Your social contract, any Ghana for SIA, manifesto, any Ghana for say, in 4 years, side you win your PCA. And every Ghanaian out there, because we did campaign will be Emma, ye catch Ghana for near my yebeye. Until I understand, my brother, the pains, any Ghanaians pains are you. Hey, I'm a swally issue at Okan. You Krumha A+. I can vote on social media handle. Say, only whoever is involved. You invite no. Akosi say. Your uncle for baby. Our mama information said we have information about it. Till date. Bibian Kosi. Eba to the state say. So when ya pinyin papa. What I dream papa. Emma Omaya. or mine be bread. Also, besides, say, then all of a sudden,
hey, IGP because I say a chess aspect to
a treasure by Papa Abba. And you're miracle. The patcho Google and see. Until I'm me, I always want to give you what we said and what we are doing. Yes, because Ghana for no home. Omodi brofo. And omodi
it's making kind.
Emma and 1 year him say John Dramani Mahama Eka say Obe making sure say or the investigation into the killings of Ameswali. It's a public record. John Dramani Mahama Aka. And trust me, whoever is involved, I suspect say Onua, we have picked him up. Investigation and start. Me say Ghana for in the next 4 years, you need because the and ye bomb pie say ye person ye the system should be reset. The system should be reset. In Corona, any banny who say, you're paying for it, dear, I brought too much. No, the college Obama, he said, you need be on a non moon at me a video call. Oh, yes, me another video call. Now, be a digital, could be a gate ground to me, gate. See,
give him that credit. I mean,
which credit?
I mean, he also contributed to the digital.
We are not doubting it. But before Baumia Ban, not digital.
I mean, may I wait, but
now before Baumia Ghana. No, before Baumia Ghana, no, now Uber Ghana.
Well, I mean,
it's a digital be a buy. Or no one other side digital because mobile money before Baumia, no mobile money it was high. People were patronizing mobile money. Baumia, I'm not for mobile money because of e-levy. I buy papa abda woman e-levy no free home. That should tell you, say, digitization, we understand it.
Because that's a mother.
Oh, yeah, no, we have submitted this in Parliament. It's subjected to approval. No, man, see, assistant pa, Emma Refi. You know how many years?
Oh, and
I can't just 1 day, 2 days here, but I don't know. Say, oh, he has submitted it 3 days ago in Parliament. He has submitted, exactly, so they are going to, yes, exactly, so it's a process, but to me, no, query because so far as I no what you be one waka odi paper so asabete we afa Parliamentary wo no Ghana fonti obi abro omo abro e wo mutimu no omo swa omo kasakra nko bebia we den nko bebia abro bia baba bia o Parliament hanom na ye NDC abro enye no ye Ghana ho paper nti ye nya de be di Ghana for brother because every single thing na ye dey table no Parliament no eye nyama e be ma Ghana nko so aba. And that is what we are in for. It's the say IGP no John Dramani Mahama ebae no. There were so many incidents SCR John Mahama akacha IGP so onye investigation till date. Oya kan obuasi killing obuasi assembly till date. It's adding I want up to today want me kasai. It's me there to me no I believe say John Dramani Mahama ehun say maybe the vision no any near no ohia obi a obetimi aye ni tentem. So amano. So to me, no, it's okay because for me, I've never even seen say you be through hammer for a jubilated that it has never happened. We are seeing it.
It is unwise. Police personnel, extra police uniform on the streets.
Who is the leader of that police personnel? Who is the leader?
Yes, who leader?
Who is the no? Who is the leader? At that time, who was the leader?
At that time, who was the leader? Say,
18 years. Oh, what do you know, bread?
Nah.
Let us give credit. Let us give credit. Trust me. To me, I believe that there either no, and like we should watch it and do reforms. We need reforms. But I see, Ivan, Ghana police, we should also thank them and appreciate the work that they are doing. Trust me. Almost cyber security. You know, we have so many sectors. Ghana police at the age, almost so they almost cyber
also the
exactly. Oh yes
yes because of you so obowa enkusi hwe
sure
me kai say me incident be esi wo Kumase ye papa masum rofo akwan ka chem say enkusi da me say hey akwa me dana say maso twi nipa na na dey nkomo e ko wi a cha akwan ko tojo gufom na opacho na me say me hey
no say emrade
but you see police no crowd no cyber security unit okay obia nim say they have some of this department but you see we are talking about the rudimentary
they're very effective.
I'm for go through no? They must have that exposure You understand? So even the police officer walking on the streets, will have that knowledge, not Obi or Ote.
That
cyber security. No, because then you leave the security. You are living it every day. You are interacting. You don't even know what you're walking into in a day. So that should be part of the training.
No, it is actually part of it. It is actually part. We've not out. And trust me, now say police TV. When you try to watch, you see, we start from somewhere. Relax. See, me say we are all part. Me say sometimes when you don't pay attention to what is going on, you will not know. Trust me, they have moved from that old system. They have moved. Yes, sir.
A whole product in a bab until you.
Oh, sir, products are never. When a product when 20 years ago. Why 20 years ago product?
I see.
You get it. Today, technology, police follow use.
But the reforms should have affected them.
No, exactly. And so we need researching, and that is why right now the head of Ghana High Yohuno, your man paying John Dramani Mahama say we are doing everything researching. Everywhere we are doing researching.
All right,
and that is what we need.
But I say, you're going into the security, the education system, and I'm happy say, Mia Maradona, the SRC president for Legon. Guru, our had must later this morning, anybody didn't come over. Maradona, Yaboa, AJ, our had must say. But I remember His Royal Majesty Otumfo said to add the voice on the free SHS. And I am a Kyei said there was that similar call during the time of the past administration, but I say, I need Juma this time around, or so to NDC4 for say. Mon categorizing no, mon making sure say ebeye adwuma. Na kokoba say we spend so much money on the free SHS. At the end of the day, local school na come so the one. Na just say parents let's also talk provisions ahodo de come out school. Na obewie so a wakoti the school bosome baako no amakwan bosome miensa. I mean, of what benefits are we getting from this free SHS? Me no ka se bi nda so te
no na o ma me baako o papa be JB, I think that education is very, very key and very fundamental so far as our progress is concerned as a country. Because there be a cancer or might be advanced here. It depends how we train modi the young generation. Because we always say "Omwana umbe inherited the future." There be a mecha. If you mess up today, there will be no tomorrow for people to inherit. So the journey to future now it beginning today.
Yeah, sure.
And that is why it is very, very imperative. Say in our education way, always the conversation has always been. It's good. So Otumfo on one hour babontia can be. And you see over the years, this is the conversation. Some of us TC Kroma na ya can. Ebia Penimfo do mano to mu in tema ebianka ye has say. But it's good say ne ekwamo bia obi can be, and I think that's very, very important. As some na can ya sema. I said the same thing. My kind of happen said, free SHS policy, one of the best policies because of the poverty situation in this part of the world. But you see, when you are rolling out a policy, you don't roll it out as a political reparation package. Without any thought. Policy, you look at problems. You tease out the problem and you look at the possible solution. Then you weave your policy addressing those challenges. The free SHS policy was just rolled out because you can't say you're promising a diaba without even engaging the critical stakeholders in the educational sector. A teacher for people who are institutions when it comes to education. These people were bypassed and are buying to how then pay as you go. There be a sort of problem, no problem. There a lot of discussion. Some of us even said, Ghana, and you'll be quite here free SHS. There are people who can pay and even pay for extra.
Yeah.
Me, I'm convinced that you see some of these multinational companies like MTN and Co. Musika Munyan Okroma. I know they take all their money away. Since they sponsor I am now Mujina TV for them. How can't we get this institution to use part of their money to sponsor education in as for them?
We go elsewhere, somewhere like Sweden and the likes. Ukoye PhD. There companies are hold almost sponsor my PhD.
Yes.
Because it's a research based.
Yes, these are multinational companies. this no, and as a company is all around, there are no proper regulation be until they will prefer to sponsor a TV so they to seek a boom but education and your priority for government, you know. And also you cannot begrudge them because it will be up a profit. Then as for they will do some of these things. And free SHS, you know. Now one major problem is I want to say the secure source of funding but fortunately because uncapping your friends get fund is freeing 4.1 billion Ghana cedis. And the free SHS budget for a year is 3.5. So it means every year you are very much assured the get fund will generate. So it's a secure source of funding. And the argument is we are maybe obia and I say man phone anyway and there be some way because government has been able to make proper allocation are very guaranteed and secure.
The issue is that infrastructure wise
yes
yes to see the Ukraine run a double track system
yes
me no kase bi num tifi o ma kwan January 28
yes
so now o tifi o maybe school somewhere around May
yes
I mean within that long period of time how do you expect Accra to cope and the parents to cope with that situation?
And then they bring into the fold the reforms now you can say no. The mere fact is Kyei available. I think we need to look at the President Mahama can say about reform. I think we need to reform the free SHS policy. Now you're making sure that much investment will go into infrastructure because this idea of a man for going to school one month or that kind of way, it disrupted the whole educational your friend say chain, Emma and Krano be disrupted. And again, JB, there is something among from being course. Free SHS, the very moment you open the doors say free, intake will increase. The number of people will come. But school in Ghana and terminate at secondary school level. It means there will be further advances to the next stage.
Exactly.
And it's a free SHS, and that's a one see tertiary. When you share, because tertiary and so. And I young Koro sorry them. You call our tertiary institution. So expanding the base by making it free by man for air bomb. You should also be thinking about expanding various tertiary institutions.
Yes.
Legona, for instance, the last time I was there, a place accommodation growing a bit. And I be a port and Legono. They say it's me freezy the whole day. Konipo Mugusuno.
Na Legon quote to me a graduate over 17,000 students.
Yes.
Within a day.
Yes.
The following day, no master graduated about 5,000 or 10,000 students. So we now everybody.
So actually say infrastructural deficit in this educational institution because you cannot weave SHS policy without having in mind what happens at the tertiary. That's how you're myopic. You know what I say? Because they stream together. And I think that over the years, these are the mistakes. If there is a way we just to free fund, for instance, and there is a guaranteed source of funding to finance the free SHS policy, which is 3.5 billion, fine. But what about the infrastructure deficit? What about Ukraine Mugumna and Omunko classroom? How do we attend? And again, Ukraine Mobile school no bar. What are the opportunities for them to do? You understand?
In terms of the job market.
We are just training people without even looking at how do we even work on our curriculum in such a way that the gap between academia and the job market will be bridged in such a way that people come out of Legon or come into your friends a job market and they will jail. And the amount for national service credit because they know these people are not fit because of that gap. But I'm telling you, average Ghanaian or more university, they are very knowledgeable and very intelligent young people. Sure. We need to bridge that particular gap. Sabaya and Krano fit in. You go to corporations and other big entities. People who are due for retirement, do you know what they do? They give them contract, they stay. They are staying at the expense of young ones who are supposed to come in. You understand? Sure. And we cannot go that particular line. So I think the whole educational system, just like I make about police, we need to retool. The focus cannot just be on free SHS. Maybe major concern of education is even the primary level. JB, say you walk ra money by wiasia. Nitinu shinibo. The the orientation what beside at the kindergarten and the primary school level, the kind of teaching alcohol. So we end up breeding vagabonds at the early stage because exposure nipa no ojina ho chire there may be or in the suban kra no anger those kind of way exposing the kid at that early stage to some of these things will destroy the child forever. So I think at the modern stage at the early school, if you go abroad they spend much time and make sure people who are teaching kids are very intelligent. Psychologically, you are up there, and you be, because it comes with psychological development of these kids. Whether they will become criminals or not, it will depend on the foundational way of being. But you think we don't mold people when they grow up. We mold them when they are young. So you see the whole educational chain, I think that we need to sit down, do away with decouple politics from the discussion.
But I think that there's a commission, and I say,
yes, and I think that they will come out with a lot of reforms.
Yes,
and I'm sure that reforms, must begin with the early stage to the top. Because university crowd say I'm
and can you imagine so be in a master's degree or that's your multiple choice questions? I mean how?
And then that is up to them to decide. But remember they say my focus has to do with how you betimi modu a trainee a man for na you bridge the gap between job market. Adeba China advance say they make sure say education a trainee job that are available on the job market. So transition is easy. If you go to America, there are people in big schools some of the big corporations, they can just transit because they know say whatever they are learning or direct linkage with what is here. But yet that is not the case. People go to university, they learn certain things which can never even be found here. We can argue say they can travel outside, but how many of them any opportunity to travel? Because the whole essence of education within your jurisdiction must gear towards preparing the next generation, the next workforce. But the question is, how are we preparing them? So I think the focus on free SHS alone will be narrow. We need to expand the discussion and look at the entire educational chain. Let me say, from the early stage to the university, how do we infuse some kind of way into the education? Serve the need of, for instance, and my culture say it's very competitive at the global stage. Obeti China at the early stage, ocean computer, what head rab, any control for board. So can you compete such people at the job market? Because you apply for job at Amazon, you apply for job at Walmart, on the internet, everywhere. Now I can ocean computer at the early stage. What take by you draw control for anywhere or board. So no. Can you ever compete with that person?
Not at
all. I think we need to redefine this whole educational concept and make sure we are training indeed future generation.
All right.
And just say you're just doing politics.
Let's have a hope for the last submission on this show. Nafi, yet to me, I call the second part of our discussion. Abdullah.
Thank you. I think Wakanina, Ghana for how you na as we born tougher 2 seconds and Wakanina. It's Ghana for Dana. But you see, I did back when I met me. Oh, you see, right now, no, you improve. And we want Ghanaian to understand, say, promises are ever promising Ghana phone. Promises are promising Ghana phone. And yet, you are not yet promise you. Before I over trusted John Dramani Mahama, the 120 days contract at John Dramani Mahama, and yes, I know. Say, Ubium, every single promise, 95% of them till today, why? And when the child say, moving forward, no. Bibi Pufro Abba. Me, I just want to assure Ghanaians. Hey, my brother, small kind. Hey, mommy, just a minute. See, JB.
Yeah.
Resetting Ghana. Yeah, manifesto any. When John Dramani Mahama say in the next 4 years, what they share Honorable Aruna Idris Unsa say onye mwejuma. No, my brother. One, or say transforming education. One. Introduce the Bright Beginnings initiative to revive early childhood education for the well-being of Ghanaian children and facilitate seamless integration into continuous schooling and lifelong learning. Asema okain pepe which means John Dramani Mahama understand the plight of Ghanaians. Beginning. And now I say omutro abebe, you get it. Because Yaira in the world that you almost in the world that you almost in Ghana here, I'll be here right now within 2 seconds without going anywhere. I can transfer money, I can buy product in China, ship it, do everything on my phone without anything. Everything has transformed. BBI better. And so the education system so what do we need? John Dramani Mahama says, launch a furniture for all initiative till today. And your school be and akunya nkwano etiso. So the basic is missing. And I mean, brother, I can say, okay, my about say secondary school, me flagship program. Now, Korane, where do you begin from? The kids. Now, and then, John Dramani Mama, Okosha, if anything, the manifesto no more.
Yeah.
The part of any John Dramani manifesto ni. I don't know what I say. Or say, we committed to hold a national forum on education, and it has been done. In 120 days, those things that you hear,
I know of the committee.
Yes, it has been done. Exactly. Now, we create textbooks. For the past 6 years, a being called that. Kobisa Ghana Educational Service. And now you can say, money has been allocated.
Na say nkra no mo ofie, anom ko school.
Yeah, nkra no, yeah, momo mo ofie. We are, Adams, yeah, nkra no. Sa yellow, green, blue, purple. Sa system no. Yeah, ntiasie. We are bringing reforms, resetting. Look.
There's a huge infrastructure deficit.
Who told you?
You
why
haven't been able to bridge.
Why the money calls? You go and see the number of e-blocks. I can room. I can room. I
agree. Me and Marco Casapien, who some of the e-blocks are.
Exactly.
But as it stands now, Munya and Stokeno with all these. So how do you?
And then there's 8 years. They know for 8 years. I buy by 8 years. Exactly. It's yeah. And don't forget, you had 10 billion out to big push for infrastructure. 10 billion. This is what we are going to do with it. Infrastructure. And you are buying serious. I buy any need that. I buy only name for how. Sa buying an abba. And then I say, I'm gonna be a bias. I buy papa. You don't like to go slow because of Jabba need.
I like to do Mudu.
Say that I achieve.
Okay.
A tree, my cobian light of our own through. But you see, when you have confidence in the person and you know the situation at hand, you end up not blaming the person again. Because Ghana for right now, they trust the government. And trust me, every single thing that John Dramani Mahama Aye, ever since Obayeno, I deal with Edaho.
Hey,
I deal with Edaho.
Oh, okay.
Every single thing. Opa, calculator no. Let me tell what they be. Hey, John Mahama, ever since Obayeno.
When they said they get about me, I didn't.
16 the one Konon of we are born home. So one crash 16 digita untimi. Ebe through so be no calculator. Who calculator and yes 16 digita ain't me. The kind of Konon ma born. Okay. Just put it say. Yeah, I'm not for e-levy. Any betting tax no. Ena obi metise obi a wako school ah onim nyansa ye be nu so onim nyansa no eti baby ka say aban na oni sika no ade na aban no sanje sa betting tax no en sanje sa e-levy no en free amanfo bottom en fa nye nyema na wonya aban boni bi a oje sa dem nyina so ye hu hwe ampa. How won't you scrap it? Look, the John Dramani Mahama is simple. I'm not for say 30 billion and ever as resources. And as I say, 30 billion, also Niska, and I'll say, we have 30 billion. A talk Burkina, and I talk of Cote d'Ivoire. And a Ghana for, and as I say, can account bottom. See, the system now, in the last 8 years, no, a year what your youth do no. I do day team no home. Young Penima paying for no omu ewu demuno. Omon beside Ghana my because the youth are struggling. Check all the embassies. Youth who beside 1 billion. How did the person get the money? If a youth can raise 100,000 Ghana cedis to say or travel, that youth, when you invest well in that youth, the youth will transform Ghana. The youth are there. Look, in the year papa motina ho ema bofuno e de gunpowder e de samnema nema bi e be dada e de je ekoy enemrem abofuno ba Ghana be investigation say cyber crime akoso because in the Ghana ni an ko school crampo mpefo we di abro yina no o scam bonia ma bonia say yes nyansa wo bibi ni team. You get it? This human resource here you want. Why won't we invest in the human resources? This is the time you're investing in the human resources. Look, at the any problem no ejuma ni ho. And when you hope and you pay open that budget way. Open that budget way. Yeah, budget way. Open that budget way. Yeah. Trust me, you will be so happy. One, I don't know about who you have to be National Apprenticeship Program. John Dramani Mahama say I'm allocated 300 million into the National Apprenticeship Program. And any day, yeah, mammy more how more tailors. Yeah, mammy more hairdressers. boys or more fitters. What do? We want to invest this money into them to learn trade and make sure some we are yes more machines. Amomu dia ejuma. Just say nipa baako ewia or ye ejuma or fan krabe tenor. You have make sure you are impacting the life of the 10 people. There is no direct policy. Bambia ba wodi ni ato ejuma to say John Dramani Mahama because ye nim how are youth know. How many people any graduate? Some graduating in Yano. Abambetiba for Mojuma. Debbie, what do? We have to invest into them. Don't forget to say investing 1 million or more or make to a tax of 10 billion. Because if you be again in baby, you tax and you end up making money from that person. That is what we are talking about. Papa and Abba. And these same people, me brother, like I said, technology has gone high. And then John Dramani Mahama allocated 100 million into what we call National Codex Program. And whereby, so no, you know, say, Ghanaians, John Dramani Mahama, anyway, how are you from? In 8 years, in paying for my dean, no, you've been to my dean because near my paying no more dear, or my paying not so enthusiasm. Until you must say, ya ka on tick. All right, I'm lying. And no number you ever do be a one. I had an Otumfo and then an Okasa because when you say yes, Nipakona or Casacha no wait here because paying on Casaqua. Because when 249 himself or Casacra, one in tea. Mate, but I say, and in here, any baby I ever do no. Let's also admit and also say, His Royal Majesty 246 to Nano to Kofanochi 1 year. Into Onua de la Sulala. No, since I start you, you're planning a man report. You're planning a man report, Amano. Papa, no, Papa. Before say over make clear. Yes, before some banner now already na yedi kan Otumfo aye na. Yeah, waka let's do that. But Mamina was say for your submission that I've my call so quick, but before then no Mamini kanye LPM way na me check for star 439 hash. Me man for 2,000 Ghana cedis to see anafe. Or more to me, alcohol. Yes. So star 439 hash. But more than I say only 5 Ghana cedis. So ucha obedi. Remember 2,000 Ghana cedis. Remember 3,000 Ghana cedis. Remember 4,000 Ghana cedis. Edi disusa already na already after the can't 1,000 Ghana cedis into. Yebema 2,000, yebema 3,000, yebema your name ever had them. It's my maker for young executive school and from a honomo ena and crano ekusuya dear mo majunu daho or pinas or bow cambro for to Mr. Nanua wo pa. Ocham and did be 15 years. I can't just talk about for brofu be catch on do to budia brofu bonne pa. But what didn't call young executive school as early as 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Utumi enroll or more our boarding house. Emma Utumi senior dear and opportunity to near the exams are started. Yes, also a year exchange programs. I hold on the Chronicle brochure. This very semester, the Chronicle Canada. Into say Unyante ya, but more than saw the Banbeko Young Executive School, Ewo American Town, I had Bay Opekuma Junction, Kasua Widiba Highway. Miss Row, about the exams are Chronicle ye pa, Omutra ye pa. It's from me, Uncle Francis. I was 0208 198108. 0208 198108 and a 0561 809015. 0561 best yet it's best about the best and who spare pass in Nadia call anchor to Honomo Ewo Dakuman Kokompe not onto me wow. What they try for sending no or the best be delivery not their bro. Now, so what to me at their fixed Benz no. Benz no person specking now or be no come correct to another amount. Or was 17 different shops. Nina Benz on the Mankwa, Benz on the Mankwa, and a war Shedrack Amwano Enterprise. That is anchor to Honomo. Into Miss Row, one in Casa, I was 0243 747518. 0243 747518. Nafi. What to me no and the Dinkomana 0244 381153 0244 381153 Nafi one Ankrato ending Komo Shadrack Amono Enterprise. Medika Catcher was 17 different shops. Ewo Dakuman Kokumpe into Bomodia Sobe Kohonum Nafi
one enkra no anase one omu edi nkomo na bibia so atimi akoye edi amount midimafo heba se me kan say all the time ebeto oyare so na fe watimi anya hokra midimafo heba that is Dr. Time da so edi time beto oyare so aka kire say enam yenu enam yensa se oyare na nkwa ko hu onana anase bia bibisa nti mesrawa midimafo heba odi abibidro ebesa oyare na bibia so atimi akoye edi amount owo kumase ebuakwa agogo saso eno sanso ewon kan pokriase mayira oni omoni nkomo ewo 0244 774 282 0244 774 282 and 0245 449 952 nafi oni omo atimi edi nkomo yes elia na me kase Maradona eje yeboa ada hotedi edi guru oye SRC president ewo University of Ghana Legon Ivan SRC president no okay so when we here now you student guru akwaba we am go there congrats oh but now this one SRC president yeah Obahama captain Shenunko. A catcher would no for one as a matrono. No for one so we put on.
But I think that he should be an inspiration for a lot of people.
Exactly, yeah.
Because how he started Ghana no say obey famous are very difficult to
attain a certain
training yourself to go through education that way. I think that what he has done now will inspire a lot of young people to go through the same way. And I think that is good.
Boys in the door now or no more. Born you back when hit you almost school to quanta.
I know even in politics the same thing. Yeah, those almost started a DCs in 1901. Onye di baku here no ano.
I don't shoot.
I feel big to go and sit in the classroom, but I think that he's really down.
All right. Guru akwa baby.
Yeah, senior.
And I no pay.
I don't need experience na nyankopon ahwe ama ade pa chia. Na se ne de man. Ene me buy so dia. Me kwa who can say me de pa o say school bi wansem. Ama omutimi ko abrochi.
Yeah. Young executive school. Omo yes programs.
Ene ya me so me ye bi ama legonfo.
Oh really?
Ombeko Spain. I could study for like 2 weeks summer school.
Nyabutre na kasa. Nyabutre asa mic no na nye.
Yeah. Me mic no okay.
Na mic o kan na mic no.
Near me can ye and na no pay me so me yes summer school at University of Ghana. I think summer school ye do more ko Spain.
Okay.
Yes, for 2 weeks. We are ebe ma certificate.
Wow.
Inti enunzi a program SRC no.
Organized by the SRC.
Yes.
University of Ghana SRC,
yes.
Led by you and your administration.
Yes.
How is it like? Get to say.
Yeah. So far, it's been good. And some of these initiatives, once a year call long vac, yeah, continuous students in a year call vacation,
yeah,
level 100s in the Busuo. Into way initiative, the SRC no pese Obama, Yansu Yeniamwana school for or Monsugusu Legoni betimi. Etimetu kwan enya sa experiences no nti eyade me tu anamon call Spain ambassador.
Okay.
Yeah, ambassador Lozado. Yes, Lozada. I'm Oma kwan. Okay. Am I engage other universities of Spain? Ama mama and the access to us yemra study for some few weeks.
Wow.
Nti experience to me.
I was school specifically ana schools no
details no. Schools not doors, but okay. Your contact in any BBA that if any student once you feel majority or more number na made better just say we student of University of Ghana.
The University of Ghana phone kwa.
This year try say be consider that tertiary. Yeah. But once you go bansa.
Emo.
It's more 0200144040.
Remember contact us, but person a better explanation of the way program this is here.
Yeah.
It's to say when a bit me a call and a particular program.
Yeah, a short course now okay. They said like for 2 weeks. Yeah, studies and courses be now we be
okay.
when you log into the link in our media Twitter page now, you get more details about it. And a collaboration we know this is the first time me and Kasa me who be Olegon.
I see.
The SRC dan Kasa I making sure say school for no bit me a 2 coin akonya sa exuberant no. On say enye se bi a me metu kwan nti me so me create opportunities no. This is the first time I hear.
And I know, sir, when you are done with this program, history will forever be kind to you. As president, I will made this so for 1 year. What me to say way. But tell us more about the street lights and so on.
Yeah, the street lights, no, idea one of challenge a high power. And to share your policies, I did good now. Me, but as SRC president, here can say light up UG. Inti already crown na me amedi me bottom sika to e di bi hihye bi
Samo
bi ko city satellite campuses no ewo e kan sen kolebu me the light ko ho but now no akoye say light in the bredum and of course we are the SRC president inti ma me reach out me to say Greater Accra regional minister light up Accra inti me the letter ko ho nti me guso twen say ono so beba be emwa because your light in the bredum ma reach out to management though the SRC no so the ebitima ye no ye de niam agu na kwan ma ye but emwa na kese na ye be hwe free external body no especially say if regional minister they go on so can cry home because the whole of Enra Anajo Pent Hall Ecosi Vandi was off. The whole light was
really?
The whole place was off. Though there were securities in place, but enough. Yes, I so I mark Kwashi. Kwashi and saying or one who's a continuous student. Akronfo omude
guru what time so
school wa beti ne ma si omo intimidating mofra no e wo ne ma bebre omo gi omo phones ne omo laptops ne ade
I see
nti light out ni nti e na e courses a we dey e was e ma ye hia adofo mo a so obi bi obetima bebo ama ye school na hyen.
But have you reached out to the member of parliament and other leaders? I mean, if Ashanti regional minister, they play an oversight responsibility, oversight role, because it's any MMDCs directly into the assemblies. Apart from Onono, more member of parliament, that is John Dumelo Akasa, any other stakeholders somewhere. I mean, the Legon executive club, and like pay for more.
You see, system structures and doors. Until you go so reach out to the rest. You go so share my hate the people involved and also money the MP and Nancy or by your orientation. My meaning no engage kakra and say me person me behunu na yedi maybe a tona kwem. And I say Saba kun katenya mieni. Inti say regional minister so you be a Onua ka say all light here Accra. And no crowd e dem pefi say or yes idea no any policy or any mommy here will be boy inti no so cry idea bebo but still you be cause we real go say you be light here because we student body we are the vulnerable ones. Yes inti any capre
now you're not precious
because they say campus are you kakra are you because some adults.
I see.
Am I high? Yeah.
Guru, finally, Mami, contact details. Call Ivan Hodi and wrap you up on this issue. So, Obi Opeso any exchange program.
And the Barcelona. Into number now be reaching out for University of Ghana students and any tertiary students be get in touch. 0200 1440 0200 1440 40.
All right.
Yes.
But that's it. Ivan, I mean, this initiative.
I think it's positive, and I like the way I'll take things up. And I'm sure it's not going to end here. The next space is Parliament, so he should think about it and go.
The next space is Parliament.
Yes, that is what I see.
Obeko.
It's something that will happen.
Guru Obeko Parliament.
It's a question nobody.
No, but I mean, in your mind, what plan is someday we call Parliament?
And come a plan home, but say
it is possible.
Possibilities now.
What constituency are you from?
Oh, now they say we go no. I
see.
I was going to say.
Oh, okay.
And Honor say me pem.
Oh, I see.
You see, no, near corner, yes, say. We are na near Meko Krum Kranza.
Aha.
No, Mako.
That's also, and also a hospital nearby. All right, it's more likely to Guru aspires.
Something that will happen, you know. So, I think the most important thing is
yes.
You can't your education, and I think that is one part what the key, and it's good. You see, exposure is one way of learning. And then we have a catch and more to quiet to the our diaspora, and they say it's an opportunity to learn. You know, and yet at this young take classroom teacher nature.
I mean, Mr. Guru assemble quick one, Mr. What's in a classroom or more the wire example pay? How did you feel?
Quite so no, it felt good.
I see.
But mind you, school na me woman and kasano. Me challenge ya na me come. Was the very day I me me nose mask for like 3 years.
I see.
Yes, that is me call my bonus mask. Once a baby of free ban.
Yeah.
We did do a bontia na se was back to school. Passing say now. Intimidate me encourage every young guy say unremuna on kwansa. And I still no say what do me age? There is nothing like neglecting school.
Yeah.
Yes, go back. Cause me who say 1100s we your mom te say me wumpa.
Interesting.
Me about you say no gum. But me was so many issues. Cause
you been time near something. But I have my binti on that.
Yeah, so I think that is good. And I say Mr. Kana inspiration for a lot of people out there. I think say to me, because education journey, any termination point. Life and kasa is education itself. You learn till the careful, a benny on it own naturally. So I think say the year Kenya has to say the focus should be on our education.
Yeah.
How a bit me fast at the early stage to the tertiary level. Yes, you build the future leaders. We need to equip them.
Yes.
With all the requisite nemo muhia sebeya the future now omo take charge and like you don't even wait for the future. The president is quite here with us. Along. So education should be one of the most fundamental priority for us as a country. But the last time I catch it, I said, you're growing up, there is this nature argument. Make no mistake. Nature play about 90% in our development. The DNA, those kind of food, you can suppress and still be there. But last time I catch it, if you go to American prison, those hardened criminals no more. Early stage, either they were brought up in foster homes, those kind of homes, because over there, only my mini papa showing them affection. They grow as candidates, struggle of the survivor, can be of survival
of the fittest.
Good. And they grow through that system now. Wow, mammy, I will frab on timber, water pan, and as a for quantities, they are different world altogether. And the Obama Mube society, they are unable to fit. And they should tell you, say, early stage education orientation, and the best shaping forever. And I think that in our education, we need to focus at the primary, secondary, and then we take it up there. And infrastructure, I was a major challenge. I'm sure so in our time, especially in Legon. Baby, I'm for better. May have been a victim before, and it was very way. I think that we need to make sure, say,
it was a boho.
Yes,
students.
Yes, hostels and as a form, and I never walk past and yet dance and come home. And so I think that we need to look at all these things. Now, you see, education, the challenge is a woman. We cannot just overlook it and do politics. Oh, no. We need to take our time.
Guru, finally, meaning the other card, the chat.
Yes, and then me buy improvements. Your traffic light, Pongulu. Adie Bakwa, dear, Nyapa, high, death trap. Share Opongulu. Traffic lights now one of the busiest routes and busiest roads that you can find in Ghana. And so we share road no so baby traffic lights no wa University of Ghana here call like 80,000.
Actually,
60% non-residents. Into 60% no use that stretch. People with special needs use to complaints about cars both students no asifim. And now, Ubia Nani Huadie. traffic light yes na o use stretchy ekoba na traffic lights unya adwuma na near scary wo mu ne say sebo fani say 6 to 6 police will be there after 6 aka uni unyame
and pass
tipa truck be says car like a crash accident now too much
but I'm sure say your campaign for it they will look into it.
Any campus so
okay.
You hear our traffic light because next semester no.
Okay.
You hear until we there esremo me the letter ko Ministry of Roads any urban roads say omo meboa
no
3 months ni anwedi.
But me that say Guru SRC president at the University of Ghana Legon. Quick one.
Yeah, nyamiadom.
Yeah, the nyamiase papa. Harrison Kojo Abba and so ewo ha. Harrison at saying Yeshi ayache. Yeshi ayache. Yeshi ofida dem ho. Yeshi ayache. Boko de. Ye wi elections yi me hia o. Ye de nyame asese de yeshia. You know say now we can net say.
Oh, we can't complain. We complain, you cry complain.
Yara.
The most important thing is
exactly the point.
That is the most important.
All right. Yeah. Okay, now your topics no your train. See, I was here making sure say you do justice to it and sana your time no aso. And I share I just have for trendy issues our boss bebre NPP abanya Akufo-Addo me go dey anya former president Akufo-Addo odi animu ne krono a wo mo boy ye wa biabie bebre so nea akoso e wo school feeding samanfo din a ye di wurawura mu na ya atua enkwala no wotumi se nkrai aduane a no mo kra anye papa samre no caterers no kodan aka kra na aye ntokwa me kai se eye na shop of stock eno mo be ye picketing wo ho say wo mu aduane a wo mo totototode ade chese ye ntua mo ka kumase fo kra ko simose mensa ho emode ni nsa bankum gina bronsa pampam epam wo mo se wo mo nko se na the late Getru Kwashiga no ye school feeding coordinator adwasafo pam no ema na nado sanko fa ne ba ye less than a month or less than a week no na ese ono tirimu po ehye ni tirimu se ye mfa samanfo schools ene samanfo nkora amfo mu nhyem ni ye no anuane ni anyi sika nkoma samanfo no mu ni enti wutumi se school feeding bre nyina na sifri ho enti audit na adwasafo se wo ye no ode ko ye Akufo-Addo hwe mu ano se nkrofo ka che me se ade no ma ye nya ho hwe audit no kura fa to nche report no me kura me hwem enti se nkrofo obokro no ade ja omo kro no ne sa eneja start say ye fa ne ho tan wo na eka wo ene esem a wa broso de kro no akoso 1pp amambo mu a wa broso nya asem ketwa enti ye no say ye be hwe ne aka ho asem Honorable Afanyama Aken ye minority leader was say wo mo new chamber esampe a dedicated hospital for members of parliament and if mo security so kra no wono wo hye den husu papa and Honorable Mahama Yarga Kacha say situation wo mu no doesn't call for a new chamber and a dedicated hospital. Some people are of the argument to say proud to elections here no more renovation e wo chamber wonti new chamber be na Afanyama Aken kan ho asem no ye third topic Honorable Ama Kofi Bua enra Lands and Natural Resources Minister or ye press conference and Wamagana 40 as say ye to abawie ye December 17 achi no wo mu issue over 1,000 licenses e de mancroforce wo mu kotu from a good year na ebinum wo ye forest ni mu ni ade na ye forest reserve na say o matimi a recover emu 7 achese wo mo hwe ni mu se de aka ne wo mo ebe recover so e de aka ho ba say no sa license na wo mo issue no after December 17 ya wa ye revocation wagini nyina back say ye illegal ukita bia wontimi fa nkoye adwuma etie no so enho asem eno no innocent
yeah
yemfa Afanyama Aken de ne shase a new chamber and a dedicated hospital for the members of parliament
yeah the dikama mencha na mencha wotie for na menka say gone well the days na Ghana for ehu politics esabi ade huhuhu bia esi ba bia few people and the access to it.
Yeah.
Few people na tiase, few people and the some. The akano nyina no nipa no makari nyina were deemed to be some kind of gullible individuals. All that they have to do is to cheer the political establishment from a distance.
Okay.
But thank God said that we've gotten to a point here. The average and the ordinary Ghanaian I get a lot of information and they've come to understand politics, governance, leadership. And there is this gap na ewo ho no it has been breached enti ene Ghana for enim exactly what they want. What their government should be, what the priorities of the government should be. And the Obiba Bakan say a generate whole lot of discussion. Abrante or Kasai are the minority leader and yet China no free buy. He has been in Ghana or the last 8 years cried and not buying power and he has been in parliament then as a forum. And seeing this as a priority, the question you and I should be asking yourselves is why now and I all put this particular thing across parliament here a dedicated chamber and a dedicated hospital. Because according to him, because of privacy issue, confidentiality, some of the parliamentarians are forced to travel outside. Now, your friend is saying, but that particular hospital, they are and they are cater for their needs. So the good question is, when it comes to issues of privacy and confidentiality, I'm coming from the hospital and I know how essential some of these things are. When a candidate and as a client and as a patient at the hospital are owing here privacy. Everybody. And I'm in your hospital, I'm in the medical, your friend saying, we are not. So the question is, reasons or sign for the establishment of that particular hospital does not even make sense. Because you see, we are talking about the healthcare deficit in terms of infrastructure and so forth in this country. And some of us were calling, say, instead of they should commit those money into building some of this infrastructure, some of this state-of-the-art facility. John Mahama Airport 2016, we saw the signs. He built some of them. Like this, your friend is saying, Bank Hospital, University of Ghana Hospital, and several Maritime Hospital. These are hospitals, stock rich, new hospital, stock with the state-of-the-art facility. Kumasi, so we will expect that government will follow suit. A buying team at the time, me who bid that at a go. One government will decide, so me see 101 hospital around the world. I've been doing the research. Me who bid that government best start to me see 101 and you're building. We are talking about hospital. The hospitals are very, very expensive. And the allocation they made for the 101 hospital, $400 million. For 111 hospital, we divided 400 million for 111. Ubenya less than $4 million. And which means, Sikano Modeba, even at the foundation level, and to mean too. It is Asika way, Sanka, na ye DC hospital and Kemeti 22 good hospitals at the cost of $80 million each. 22. Just imagine Sanka Kufadu to be completed 22 district hospital Okroma. That would have been the biggest achievement of the year. But because of some of these cheap policies, for and hospital na for the omutimi dying. And so what's in a hospital? You know, say a dying at the hospital. We see a dying. We are stocking it with the state-of-the-art facility. Nearma would be Udamanaya Hospital. No, are far bigger than even the building I see one. So 8 years and you try a once we couldn't do anything. Afenya marking a new opportunity. What he should be asking for, they say, Yebenya Sika to complete those hospitals now. Say, Obiani Mabia Sikaba. Say, Okolabadia, they had a hospital. Kwabrane Soroko Buguye. Okolabadia, ne. Afena Yade, Mamusa Yade Nuyana as a for the past 4 to 5 years, there is no single hospital anywhere for people of Labadi. And he's not concerned. He's concerned about going out there to build a hospital for parliamentarian. For him, they are very special. You see, these are people who are lost in the very trade they find themselves. Leadership. Because I'm telling you, sir, leadership around the world this time, it's an art. So you can read all the leadership theories. Now, theories, you don't now fail. But you have to contextualize the whole thing, make it look like an art. So the NEMA ACA play out within your local context, That is how you tailor leadership to address the needs of the people. So you should be very flexible and you should be very, your friend is saying, accommodative and respond to happenings on your platform. But see, say, if you look at the economic situation and the economic circumstances in this country, I feel that Ghana for any new government, among for a shady basic, a budget without all some of these considerations. This is no time to be advocating for a special hospital for parliamentarians. Now they enrage Oko be a nye. And now Oko your friend saying Legon Hospital why nye. You see, some of these statements are highly unreasonable, and they always end up getting on the nerves of the people, because some of these things will generate anger. Because they say, what is the basis? Say a parliament a new chamber. At what cost? Bank of Ghana see no, and once some cry looking at the current economic situation, Ghanaians want job to do. People want their government to fix it. Say, I'm for Mokoto bond and as a forum. And now buy and I know of force to binum can how pensioners in Nasafon and Nasafo or more. But what's not buying for 8 good years? One who say Yansa to a buying for so see chamber NC hospital. By now I has the power no. Such yes, he has every right to suggest and make those. But I think that these are funny suggestions that nobody should take him serious, because parliamentarian no. In as much as they represent the people of this country, when it comes to healthcare, the facilities in the they should be even patronizing some of these healthcare just to give Ghanaians confidence and trust. They say, yeah, we can go there. But we live in a situation where people are added 2 million power more to fix the healthcare deficit in infrastructure. Yeah. Or sorry, I know I found a passport, no, China. Or sorry, I know about back. And the funny aspect of it, or sometimes when they are going, they give us notice. Me ko way. The question is, Nipana you order to me amount, so or yarea, he found on hospital. Similar incident and they play out. Your friend is saying, baby, a former finance minister, if you, my friend said John Kuma.
John Kuma, Ejoso.
Yarena can or no, Ejoso no. Yeah, Sanka Hospital, Papa. Good. Now hospital Papa crowd when the constituency Ebian Komo Jujuano, common fan came from Kumasi to Accra. But Oko constituency where yes, party headquarters over there glass and yes over $1 million party office in the city. Now you are hospital now hono. I say also be obi kitchen be 1990 hospital na see baby. Yariana can no. He could have gone there for healthcare. And now say Afari hospital na beno. Sanka Kufuado bo modern way ya maybe owodi obi abetimye but maybe the hospital could have saved the day, you understand? Enti wo bo abura you nya Ghana for na I thought that wo bo ho na se bi nipa onim nyansa abo abura na dwen se oyo obi go back to Afenyo market baby ofri eye your friend say whenever hon na bisa ho say hospital papa ben na wo whenever his people can access care. You were just an ordinary person, to come and represent them in Parliament. And then, you need hospital in Parliament. How many hours no Mudino? But the people are more constituency. That is where they live. That is where they sleep. They are waiting for their future. And then I say at the same constituency. No, you don't even have the sense to advocate. Okay, then let me advocate for a regional hospital or something that are of higher value for my people. So these are selfish, narrow-minded individuals, and sometimes, because of power, they excuse their thinking and they think that they can do some of these things and get away with it. For Afenyo marking, sometimes the least said about him, the better. But I think that some of these things, nobody is even going to consider, because current space here, so Parliament in Nimno Babo and Timbekase Obesi Hospital and now Obesi Chamber. Maybe I just want to free chroma. I'm telling you, because the social media space cannot even contain them. A comment where just go to the space and monitor the kind of comment and reaction people are making. I think, you see, we respect Parliament a lot, but in recent times it does appear that some personalities and individuals within the house, they are not living up to the prefix honorable description given to them. Because sometimes the poverty of intellect that they live in their wake is so frightening and so shocking for you to question. Enti nipa we na represent yen. Enti nipa we na nipa ko deal la so ahomache. Ekoto ababa na no me hu audio bi say pop up in Western Region MP our platform so na or aye audio dia to so di nipa no mugu platform no so look at this. These are nipa yesan like ekoto abama. So I think we should be very careful in all these things going up, your democracy, Hansen, you're making it better. I think that we've gotten to a stage. We just need to ensure, we give people a more what the more or more the constituent at heart. Now they don't go there to represent their stomach, their interest, and whatever. But they will carry the burdens of the people, give it a certain patronage, and seek to resolve those problems. Because Obaye and Nkobeka can say, oh, me afenyo marking as minority leader. Oko me constituency whenever for a new hospital, and omu ni maternity, and omu ni way, and for that reason, you know, me person me ask for a committee hey me kama bona baso similar thing any constituency, but to go there and say you hear healthcare now when it come to your friends saying yes because among for carbon say confidentiality na so for na ya oko hospital don't you need confidentiality when they hear confidentiality nobody is special they are china judges will wake up and tell you say yanso no here hospital or china teachers will wake up and say yes here hospital. I think that we cannot be pursuing some of these things. And we have to be very guided in our communication. So, yeah, you get it on the nerves of the people. Watch it on or you're Ghanaian, but I think that yeah, someone young woman is taking it serious.
Honestly, I'm quite.
I'm sure only watching for only what you for. Medin just from Kosoe, Mammy Brapini. Anyone can say. As a Brapini, Ivan, and you'll be a mafolo na chepa. I didn't chat. Now, a dreamer said. Odia edia Ghana no is high time I was here acknowledge said yenda na se na ba body wo bi kura edia bona na acha ne se nyame nhira no no nko so nye dwumaden emfa Ghana because
edu ba bia ko ni mu ye den no enye easy and that me da se manyo obi a waka bia a support seven because I told that bia ya na mu ya no Onua mu de onka ba ye de ye beka ono onka said what ye won fi mu kura
mpinifo asebe omodwene Ghana ho asebe Ghana mpuntu ehia omo hu these young guys I was so mutimi ye den so ma se no mutimi nya no bebre because enya easy so be hu young men say coming out bold to talk about issues that affect a country among for suro among for suro say few ones but I was here to be encourage you so that we will have a better nation. This is our recent agenda no so near that okay intimidating chat from Emma His Excellency John Dramani Mahama in nyuma pa wa sha se sabi o hwe nyoma a wototo a no first 120 days promise no o pa obetimi akofa manifesto no we enye challenge ya deserede keke na medi tu obi anim so that everybody can be abreast with issues o pa obetimi akofa manifesto no wa check first 120 days no ade ba ko pe na aka wo na wo se John Mahama enye ade ba ko pe na aka wo a wo se John Mahama enye den enye na
nyobeya na we ai asebo
ngro for na ha ga nyobe den
ya me ya mboafo
ade ba ko pe na aka wo manifesto no mu a sister ya e wo se why then wodi hu nyuma na wakoba first 120 promise na nti obi a wotie me bia betimi akof tam NDC manifesto na online wo betimi a download no wahwe na o se John Mahama edi no nyuma o ka cutting down the size of government why o ka cutting down the expenditure na eco government na presidency ho ogusu a oye why wakan nyoma wuro bebre si ye be cancel levy ye be cancel betting tax amatima muni hwan den atono and then why and His Excellency John Dramani Mahama you obi a wose a we den oyo enti e wose ye nyina by this time ye bona baso de bia wa bedu na sabi MPP fo ana se sabi omo a enen omo buman na magana fo ato abati omo makonya 38% all of a sudden no e wo nyansansi ni obi a ade omo mantimi anye no omo dwen se omo na wa adwen kire omo metimi ade omo metimi akire ama ya ede ama ya magana fo ade e ho ato omo complain here and then ade and then enye wanwa see they are doing that because it seems they have no regret so ma losing sister Penny we dey me come asem so na let's happen you market this is not the first time Sebi omo propose chamber especially the MPP time omo nkasa omo wo abenu no so no they propose a chamber. I don't know whether you
oh yeah so na mom ko che na so yebo a
guy be ko
drop the chamber
now chamber na dia man dey hija ko bae e na ba moment nya ne den moment nya nsi adenti na wo mmere so a wo de chamber bae so mu nsi a Ghana for twe ho protest a want nya nsi na wo person famra ye mmere so
enka ya de pa enka wo abamuna de ntina wo anye.
Okay.
You see the situation in which we are. And there was we there. Okay. Now on fankasa. Sanka neti mamunim bia ho atono. And ebia ne aban eye. I bring some sort of relief to the ordinary Ghanaian. Not the unemployed Ghanaian. They were not be well-paying job. Amount for numunsiopa. Electricity was 24/7. Nothing like doom so. And your man bought a normal level of obia to me affording here was where they or affording unemployment rate so I say up on negatives. Now who propose chamber in hospital yama MP and why never kasa? Who will complain? Those are some of the things we should be asking. Who will complain? Say obia nobody is saying say a new chamber for parliament and as a hospital. Edema parliament and ehun here. Eyade ankeye. But the beer ye was a sinner. I was say ye your priority see. Minu ka say enran kwa. I had a very bad news from my end. Me oti region am friend, let me tell oti region for you now. A lady which is well known in the town. Not onion. Na yaya kakra kan hono dodo no kakra. Na baby a owo oti region ono Dampare capital.
Okay.
Ohia hospital. Na oma hwe no mama no muja. Oma nya bi wo clinics nkwan na wo oti regional capital. There is no single hospital in the regional capital.
Oti region.
Oti region. Dampare.
Yeah, it's possible.
There is no hospital in the regional capital. So they need to move the patients from Oti regional capital, which is Dampare, to Rara.
Wow.
Our hospital. You didn't know call her. Rara does not have the sufficient gadgets to take care of the patients. Instead of someone transferring the panel from Oti region to Volta region, Trafalgar, Odu Pandona, Nomiana. And Ralph story Oti region 14 years, they will testify.
You have the gut.
Hi.
These are some of the things. These are some of the things we are talking about. No better infrastructure development. Oti region Dampare for 10 years, they will testify and tell you, see, they are still living with clinics. Clinic no krabe minupe, EP clinic. And Bakubia, your friend the health center, and no clinic, your friend the health center. Oti regional capital, and this is what we are facing. Near Oti region from now for the woman minority leader. You coming out to say Parliament there, Muhia Hospital. Parliament the Muhia Hospital, Papa, no muntimin treatment. All in the name of confidentiality. Now, we didn't show Oti region 40, they will be happy with you. Do you think they'll be happy with you? I'm letting Alex Abedemakin know, say, Ridge Hospital is not far from Parliament. That is all you should know. Ridge Hospital. How many minutes now between through a hospital? Now, what confidentiality? Why not go hospital? Sabe, ya treating of Faranda Sope. I have no money more hospital. More should be of Faranda Sope. And yet, I'm hospital, doctors is here, Nipa nurse for share, Nipa, one will be a wako hospital. You didn't see a bontia, I say Canada. So, this is what we are talking about. Priority, very important. People are going through a lot. You will not understand. People want immediate problem to be solved. Now, Masters in India, you are proposing a chamber and a hospital. Now, chamber, no, then where would you are? How many space have you been able to cover? Who give your parliament in one seat person or what? You are only sitting on one seat. How many space have you been able to cover? And then higher na make parliament. I come from a Japan. Baby and Jones in parliament. You are living Papa B. You are living in a comfortable place already. So what do you need a new chamber for? Why do you should bring the reasons why you need a new chamber? Is it say parliamentarians na abroso amadano muntu bi nkomu nti no mo here extension and accident and nyoma bi na nya adwuma o ho person. He should just bring it up, put it on the table, let's discuss it. All right. Because in some of our nyina na sabi asefin it is so minim den American. It is so annoying. Sister Benny. So he should stop it because number one, or no way minority side. Yananke was the proposal. No Ghana for because of the way I move majority in parliament. Mo person mo bule from. but he is rather doing the other way around. Onumbom Genesis anka timber here sending hospital was here come region for Uti region. Or no Genesis, I don't know whether you have seen this video currently. Lady B Eko Akurabia say yes say former finance minister Yohuno MP. Sure kwachira de na baby ankwala na tie sua de pa ankwala no kwachicha bi anko because environment na attractive. Kevin Taylor was all posted a video. And then you say Kevin Taylor to motorbike ama lady no so on fan ko kwachira de ho. On fan because before Benjamin to crack ho. And these are pressing needs among for here. Classroom ni ho, blackboard ni ho, nkwala ni computer, desk ko metna so. Afia de.
No money classroom ka computer. Class credit benefit on grade new all computer.
Omuni eba ni say you see some people when you talk about this thing they think say the only place I ever Ghana na Accra.
Yeah, Accra ni Kumasi.
Accra ni Kumasi asan. Go to the interlands and go and see. Go to the islands and go and see. People are really living in hell. Among for ni nantwe, among for ni mponche ni nyeng ene numu nsuo baako.
All right.
So when we are saying this, people need potable water and things. I was say, oh championing. Now, yes, I know my name because you are there to serve the people, but not the people what serving you. You are there to serve the people, but nobody is talking that your welfare is not important. Your welfare is equally important, and I think so far welfare and as be compensations are yet as parliamentarians. Hey, okay. Hey, okay.
All right.
And she say okay, I was sitting my money no so then. And also it's not always should be it shouldn't be always about you the politician, you the parliamentarian enjoying at the expense of what the ordinary Ghanaian.
Okay. That's it. Braso la kwaba.
Yeah, obi ade.
That's it. Oh, nyame adom ye ho ye papa.
Chia wa refo chia Nakase, a chance you move, just some good. It's your man with your jar or Ramahama. On your dear inquiry, Ashes. I'm in a pump. I'm casting now. Well, first issue, no say.
Oh, I find your marking new chamber and the dedicated hospital. If we are not fair about just for the other.
I need also the factory because it's a criminal Parliament now. Kasana was the way manner the man of focal Parliament. Yes, I should take a second look at it.
Oh,
yeah. My name is if you try, oh, just a journalist to be. So, how you candidates more contest?
yeah.
Omo case ni isense ba na say anything about the Japan dey nim say ene dey asa makopa asema ma me hu Canada Japan wa down for
Alaska Ghana politics no sa na ebayenti no sometimes the beba na beba but with this Kennedy Anas issue yenyina ni ba be start free and so we tin semana start here Canada Japan kind of evidence na some of us were hoping by now the so-called evidence now was Anas a criminal wa kuni pano wa yewe no
right
kasa evidence na babontin and up to now yenyanhu bi Alaska issue no again political prominence when a court e Ghana has say with the famous defamation case so
that's right
and sa seminar course no we Anas court no bo Anas for and some that utie judge na otena case na nim no really not the buy no some emotional comment bi or church shame I think that the Supreme Court judge ankasa condemn that particular way say nsem na o kan ye no ye nsem a ye friend saying Nisa judge ekasa asem na the courtroom
as if so ni Anas was
exactly I don't know okwatena bia ba ba bi na wo nom o we na fa wani so asa sansem hunu no ho na ye ka no ye ntena court dem and use the court as an avenue to settle personal and emotional score you have with somebody because the wedding and a kind of or crafty in the judgment you cannot just say he'll be a terrorist based on what you understand but he said all this thing in the ruling so clearly a give you a certain notion he say
he has some personal vendetta be scores to be against Anas, because don't forget that the same Anas no in the past no aye exposure no echi judge for mpanimfo mu okroma ebinumu jimponchen ebinumu na ma elder. So within the judicial fraternity in Ghana no Alaska, there is this fracture Anas akoso to the reputation of the entire judicial way, you know. So there are this your friend is saying nema esha manfo mu, and that is one of those things are demonstrated here in the ruling, because however Anas be fair in that judicial proceedings. They say, Odi for Krana, you don't use that unprintable words as a judge in your ruling to describe a journalist. As a journalist, no answer na Akufo-Addo aban ebeba power. Aban na Kennedy Japan kan ho a campaign no mo yema Ghana for no. They use the same Anas principle to approach Ghanaians. Very well. In their bid to fight corruption. Say yaba, we will employ the Anas principle. Anas principle no be any said the city Alaska. Anas principle on ma would them maybe say na ebanse na we are there no. Na why na man be the operation obi anim how of so operate. And Akufo-Addo knew, the MPP government knew. But eba ya ODBD or mono. Then
and the principle no chain no.
The principle no chief president chain as for and I yakobo in the Japan pa Onua kan.
That's right.
Say he was hired by government. Say ono na no den onko kansem and otuguma. So Alaska yeah issue no could be a US. And then so babontia announcing so dibem. So within the media space, you know, there is this
announce a default on that issue in Ghana.
Now what could dibem
a US.
Yes.
So what is it to you this judiciary way no US and Ghana?
Alaska, we in problems with our judiciary in Ghana. Never ho. But with this particular way, let me explain few things about Ghana for better.
Okay.
Alaska, the same case of the same equivalence. Ebetimi esi. Ye bedi wo Ghana ha, ubedi for. Ye ko did the same case ewo US ubedi bem. It's possible.
Really?
Oh yes, it's possible because we are talking about two different jurisdictions. Two different jurisdictions. Ehwa asem na ye ka. Obia amra so far as your friend say defamation is concerned, no, totally different. There are similarities because my culture says so. And most of the international agreements na ya sign no. Sa abrofo no ba ha de omunyuma ba ha ya. They don't want to say asem no ba e be kwa court because even though you know practice democracy, but within oman no na differences e wo mranum kakra bi. So if you are not careful, na say wo kase ye use oman no adjudicatory process na yen settle whenever there is this way misunderstanding and I'm saying when you're well versed with the local laws you know who ebia na nkoyi ama so abrofo no the investment but most of them prefer international laws.
Okay.
And they are standard practice yeah anything na Ghana for you sign contract near abrogate obeti you say arbitration
but if you say standard laws it might be applicable to all nations or
yes they are standard way established to either and no you need changes bia unlike this defamation way because Ghana has say no say your case your friend say what charge obi for your friend say defamation there are certain conditions that must be satisfied.
Okay.
And those conditions, you know, they are slightly the same but a bit different. And if you call US state by state, you know, obiane nemra because US the law on defamation, you know, is based on state laws and a bit of constitutional principles.
Okay.
So it is the US First Amendment, you know, and regulate this issue of contempt and as a form. But by Ghana has said, not say contempt. There are certain bits, the burden of proof, you know, lie on whoever are or allege and the prosecutor to prove that indeed this basic element, you know, akoso one Alaska nipa no yes ya ye we na asem na o kan ye no hwan na te ye se me no kwhye dem na me gu anim ase a won't see me for contempt.
Okay.
Because answer na wetimi see obi for contempt and there must be a third person,
a third party
we publish it for the person to know say nsem na o kan ye no what. And again, nipa na ye kan asem na kire no, he should be a reasonable person of society. Na dwi mu da ho asem na o kan no because uko jina Bodamfo school. Na me ko di whatever Bodamfo mu a. Alaska uko see me enko ba bia.
Ego nipa nu cross o ti aso ye Bodamfo.
They are not right thinking people of society abetimi die omo jina ho aka asem. So you see, and uko US a Alaska defamation case no ya wo nipa or ya public person and a private person. So obi a very popular like the US president and conditions are you need to satisfy and sana wetimi awene your friend is saying defamation, you know, is different from a private person. Okay. For instance, US president not something about obi can be. So unless say comments now be making, you know, it's motivated by malice or being reckless. And yes, sir. Sometimes you are protected in your defense and they're be fair comment. And as a personal opinion on public issues.
So when you can't win that case against.
No.
Okay.
You can't win. And your friend say, "Asemna wokan Ghana." I say no. You need to know asemna wokan. Enya no kre. Your force. Just say what about team na wokan. And your friend is saying, "Asemna wokan so good nipa n'anim as ni reputation." And I'm say answer na be reputation. Ube lower in the eyes of people. No, those people must be right thinking men of society. Okay. And I'm say okwa Bodamfo school na me no ko jino na ye ko e wa Bodamfo na me gu wani ma sia even though nipa o ho ma te ba the question is they are not right thinking men of society. Is that no fan come bia what I said now say. So I think that these minor differences, you know, I'm not saying that is what happened in last case, but matisa amanfo cancer because wa we ha no, I'm saying that it's possible. It's possible. So the same case ubetime di no ha the same case another jurisdiction.
I'm only serious because but this is somebody just sent a message from UK say Ivan referencing it to the anybody winning wakasa Bodamfo but US no obi adwumu da ho. That is it.
But that is not what I'm saying.
Yes, that is what I'm saying. So I'm saying all this just to in average jurisdiction.
So that you understand.
So people to and this thing is not applicable to this case. So I'm just making a general comment. Before I come to announce the way, no, I'm making a general statement that because in average jurisdiction, conditions that must be satisfied to establish case of defamation, you know, in every state, even in the US, every state,
okay.
Because conditions that must be satisfied in maybe California. Is conditions different from Alaska or any other state.
Good.
There are slightly different. Ghana follow common law, so most of our defamation will establish.
Let's dive into that the issue.
So, announce the way case na cause no. Yes, your friends say baby of no France ascend Bill Gates. So we can't say no a cab of ye.
That's right.
And court to agu ni so and Alaska say wutie said and some lucy course so na kwan rule ni fa so ba bonten na wo hwe kwan a judge o kro one fa so handle the same issue the ruling na or the buy no na ensema the wedding na kwan fa so ensema o kan ya and na generate whole lot of controversy.
Good.
Because the judge painted and now say no so criminal there. So people were hoping to see the extent of criminality that was projected in the ruling here in Ghana. No, at least a certain degree must reflect in American situation. But Alaska, two opposite things. That is why I'm for say, there is a problem. So what's the argument?
Appointed judges.
Yeah, appointed judges. Maybe yes, because it's been seen in the history of this country that said Judge Becca said, "Obiya, your friends also then something terrorist."
Oh yeah, or you should that.
Yes, investigative terrorists. That's an unprintable words. So in terms of criminal ladder, no. What project announce to WMO or your criminal so be mad. So the same case, no time they call US, even though the basic laws are a bit different in terms of establishing case of defamation and so forth. I'm saying, say, announce it 20 to Ghana, and you expect at least in Kobelo back to Abrosan 3. But Alaska, where you to form the Edna Shaw. which means there is no way why establish it. So that will give people concern. Then people will zoom in to the nature of the judiciary. Exactly. And yet, in problems like that. How our politics, it is so deep. Don't forget to say, now, Anas was going against political establishment. Corruption was so deeply entrenched in everything that they did. And it's over here, there was consensus among government officials and people.
But don't forget, sir, in 2016, Anas exposing Ebua MPP Mahmoudi by power.
Oh, Nanas and I say I don't know more for
I went to use that bas principle, Anas principle.
That's right. Say anything I'm starting conversation, I'm starting free or no. And you know, Alaska, Oba ya didn't chi or movie, you know. And na chrono no senya there's an NDO. Na akwasa wo hwe seasonal movie episode 1 episode 2 sometime episode 1 kwa wo hwe wie na 2 aba. So obviously Anas will not be your friend.
No.
Anas will not be your friend.
No.
So they devise a strategy say okay, if that is the case yen say no. Let us whitewash Anas.
Touch on his credibility.
Yes. So the hatchet man they employed for that agenda ay Kennedy Japan. Because Onana know they on the timidi matter Onana so and he said it.
I see don't people.
Onua brigade on the bit me and Onua kai or see about the pa and I high and say onye and no kwaje to no say me until some no dey so kan guma nie. So another day Anas na I revered name when it comes to your fight against corruption, you know. He they destroy him. And the reputation Anas was demonized, they insulted or just say oh, in some ways, you can't find power. And this is the same one say. When again to investigative journalism, in recent times, Anas is nothing to talk about within this your friends jurisdiction because Kennedy upon Pana ya born no. Wetimia ya ye I'm making sure say with the help of some few people within the media, no so no, the Anas concept has been trashed. And I yet one. So you come back to ask yourselves, Alaska. A buying or jet one who sell Baba Boyan. Am I fight corruption? So we will be away for and now I just saw about Onua. I could forward to bind the baby tenor because yeah, Bano, you so Anas principle because Anas principle no, your friends a time tested principle. A bit me, I'm going to fight corruption, but then Anas principle no bet you buying no. Anas is the enemy now. I name the course so to the stand to say a brand here on any year, Juma, I am met Swally. Alaska.
Mami, for the sake of your listeners.
The man might be something because of MPP. Senior party for no ACAU. No match one Lambin Amici and Gracia. And then I catch them. Only call them because the shop
yes, oh, Mate, 2028, I'm jokers. I'm free some money, a good year. Alaska.
So, was this voice you were referring to?
Yes, he was hired by the party to employ every possible means to ensure that you destroy this guy, his reputation. And as I say, or any part of any Obian Kasana, angel. Methods in the process or cannot be crowding and as forth, but to a certain extent he was giving people results and process America some of the major operations they use some of these, operations to unravel it. I can't just say corruption new market baby corruption over Toby and something that is done in the dark, so you need to go dark to unravel it, and that is what he's doing. It's very dangerous, you understand? And Alaska, that is whole thing. So Canadian Japan and a kwaji contract. A contract or kwaji one kwajino kwa and I'm not so I'm a nipa. I say a cotton picture man no. Ya channel.
That's right.
No one day where ya channel.
Or did somewhere pure apparently
some do can be because Alaska for somebody away MP to sit on radio na kase Abrantia na wunim so investigative journalists. They don't show their faces and it's not only in Ghana. To put his picture no Alaska, you see Okoko te fra dey be motive ben na owo nipa no not try to conceal his identity because of what he does no wo project anya ba bia mfa ni picture anto wo de beto social media say omo che na omo no say Yohuno anywhere near his premises premises no Abrantia no to Medina Abrantia na ameswalo no to Medina Medina and Sona or radio station. So the possibility of the boy crossing close are high.
Good.
So to say if he comes close to your premises, Nina will feed into the motive. You see, I am on focus. I was say on the one fear no fine, but you should know where the radio station is. And what Medina station so any place you ever pass around Biano, are you close? And where the boy was killed, go and ask them whether it was close to the place and the radio no, and I said not. So you cannot wash your hand and say we need hand womb. Physically, ebi anya wona wo ye and na wa mo bi pa but wa no asem
your all transfers
ne nsem akwatena TV so ko show ne picture kan ho bi all this wa ebi akro obi ami abrante no dada because nyuma no mo ye no betie nipa bebre na so omo pe no ba ye bia no mo nim no dia wo ye no you gave them onu nie nti nsa ana meka no kasa bebre nti no ameso ale ebi akro onim ho hwe it's possible. But no asem na emotions ya nwini nti no you have provided incentive for obi ope boni edi
and am power di ni boni
and what di boni and Alaska issue na kwa back and forth police file kwa was kwa na uko police we ya say no kwa nya de ketwa but nti na anu abrante no watu kwan yo ya say ade bi na sie na oba Ghana ento obesi ya no mo che no
so but let me ask you why is it that Yeyi IGP way na de chia na ye che the software was it in the case na IGP former one was sitting on the case?
No, according to my sources there, yes a boy no they no about Ghana, so maybe it could be coincidental. Yes, because no sansem no see na to free Medina so koko for so and no Ghana outside. So I think that day no was the day he was coming to Ghana and I'm for picking intelligence or airport and on farm.
Wow.
So any Dampare the enemy to me about Beshia, but it could also be it could be also I don't say information then in the movie brain to be an idea.
So
but the fact is
that
Canada Japan in this particular issue.
I see the people gate.
Sikano dia or their tonos and there's all belonia the on the hair. Also it cash in the minas say anything the question so that aspect there young come Alaska.
I see more US be an Japan dear one and more somebody we are to so. And to almost yes, yeah, mamma down but you
oh, I say over there, yes, I net here. And I don't know, but I think that he has the right to appeal into a young you say that time no bedroom. And they told so can I ball. You have right to appeal. Maybe I will appeal to overturn it. Maybe it's can so but whatever. And I think that he's within that particular way. But maybe Drew now one young home share. Now say Drew say yeah enforce the judgment will be enforced. Basa. And Opantes could have a tongue. Come from a say ye binumbi. Kokuba kono papa didn't say as on ye when must say a son a line at Tom one near my never penny I tongue yeah Tom from Panina and I think that these are some of the things we need to employ. So we independent answer.
Right.
So Alaska, what Canada Japan issue no? I think that a giveaway how the government failed us. And the promise against grand corruption, you know, the government became the grand architect. So in that enclave, you know, Anas cannot survive. It's exactly why the entire state machinery went after him. They wanted to destroy him. But you see, this victory, they said Anas, I'm happy because it's not just about the money. You see, the reputational damage, you know, and the thing I am very much concerned because according to the lawyers in the crowd, settlement, say. They shouldn't even talk about money.
Okay.
He wanted the court to clear his name. Actually, how so much and dear so far as his reputation is concerned. So this money in India is just an advantage, keke. But a producer indeed. And some now Kufuado are binding as a force so go brandy and Sunina. So that people will continue to do the comparison. And I'm saying that it's possible the same case you will win here and lose there. But the gravity in some judge now 10 and 7 so can yeah. Quite of us project announce, you know. Now the gentleman, the same case, what by yet victorious in this case, you know. That should give you some kind of way to assume say the judicial there is a problem. And Alaska is one of the recommendations we'll be making. Say we cannot just sit here and say a change of government about so the judiciary should just go. No, Alaska there are problems. I will Supreme Court. Some of the appointments that Kufuor did, people are still sitting there. a man for a parliamentary candidate that was failing in his constituency, president at Tabloco and the Supreme Court judge, and there are several of them. Right. Are we saying that we are going to allow these people to sit? I think that the president settled down. He need to take his time and find a way of it to rebuild the confidence, because that thing is trust me. That thing is people don't have confidence. And Alaska, injustice dispensation everywhere, trust and confidence. Man for repose, that is the most crucial thing.
Madam say, MC,
I would have won this particular subject matter. No, I'll give him the whole day. I would have given the whole day to Ivan Onkasa.
Okay.
Because seriously, he has in-depth facts about whatever it is that has to do with this issue. But when you look at the analysis here so far, the biggest aspect of all this issue, is about how our judiciary system has been exposed. And then and me how. Because if not for nothing at all, so now Evan say anka judgment na ye mind certain aspect of it should reflect.
The amount should reflect it. Okay.
You understand? 92.3. So if it's directly opposite, then you clearly see, say, seriously, it is not about the NDC that is criticizing the judiciary, because we have gone to court on several occasions, on many occasions, and rulings have gone against us. And so therefore we are calling the judiciary, say, on your incompetence, and that's on your capable, they are being biased and other things which are said. But clearly, this Anas issue, because seriously, when we were growing up and Anas started this thing, Anas thing started some time back. Yes. And at some point in time, it was even being shown on TV. Yeah. And we were watching how he does it, and so when he was following this, how they kill this ritual killings and other things with regards to children, that was how he started with those things he's done. And so at least the guy, to some extent, with the investigative background, over years, such a renowned person, and Professor Amos came to promote him more. And having promoted him more, and what all year in Ejuma do a benefit, who is to the sense of wow, public pronouncement seek to promote Anas, and then you seek to replicate, says a woba, you replicate what or not Anas, to unravel whatever it is when it has to do with finding facts, then the other way around, when we became, and this is how we treat it.
To the extent he has to flee this country.
He has to flee the country for what crime?